When I first started lifting, I didn't realize it at the time, but now when I think about it, I realize my lifting was fueled by hatred. Hatred for the people around me who looked down on me, who acted like they were better than me. Hatred for the unfairness of life, the shitty people living the good life, and the good people having to suffer every day. Hatred for myself. I hated myself for not being good enough, for not being the person that I thought I could be. And because of this mindset, this emotional foundation that I had, my lifting was very toxic. I put myself through some brutal workouts. I remember a period of time when it got so bad where it was at least once a week I could expect to end up vomiting either during or after the workout. And the results were very inconsistent too. In the beginning, I was making a lot of progress. I added like 100 pounds to my bench press in 6 months and was able to squat and deadlift 3 plates in under a year. But shortly after that, I hit a wall fast, and the progress stopped, and things started going backwards even. The more they stay the same, the more things stay the same, the more they change.
Out this world just like Adventure Time. We rap hot, it's the team, no mascot. I'm still hot, still bumping on Jill Scott. Taking over, they will not. I don't pill pop, no pills popping, just scales dropping. Falling off is not a real option.
Already told you once, already told you twice. When you roll the blunt, make sure you roll it nice. Because this ain't Washington, but I control the heights. My mind needs a couple more codes. And yo, my voice is getting hoarse though. It's the apocalypse, where did the 4 horse go? And y'all feel like the 4th foe that was coming out the arrow. And yo, my mind is sorta like the eye that's on the sparrow. Your mind is kinda narrow. I'm blacker than the Negus, but I'm blacker than the Pharaoh.
I added weight to the bar too quickly. Some days I had big PRs, but I wasn't able to build any long-term momentum. Soon my joints began to hurt, and it wasn't long before I got injured. I tore my rotator cuff and badly hurt my hip, and I developed chronic hip pain. But I was blinded by this hateful obsession. All I could think about was going back to the gym and putting myself through more pain. There were months where bench press hurt my shoulder so badly I couldn't even move the bar. And my hips got so fucked up from squats and deadlifts for a time I couldn't even tie my shoes without pain. Year after year, I was still getting stronger, but it was so inconsistent and training was often very painful. I began to question if maybe this just wasn't for me. Maybe these barbell lifts were just too dangerous. But it wasn't the exercises, it was the way I was doing them, and the emotional foundation and motivation behind the training itself. Why was I ignoring the pain? Ignoring all the signals telling me to stop? Why was I trying to add more weight so quickly when my body obviously wasn't ready for it? It was because I was so desperate. I was desperate to get stronger. I needed to have more weight on the bar. I think maybe at that time, maybe I thought that getting stronger could fix the pain inside. That I could fix the pain inside of my head. That I could fix myself. But it wasn't until I began to shift the emotional foundations of my motivations and change the way that I looked at life that things began to change with my training. One thing that took that hatred from me was turning to God. And when I had time, and when I finally had that moment of reflection, and I realized how much hate I had let into my heart, and just how much of that hatred I was directing at the people around me and at myself, it wasn't until I shifted my mindset from being fueled by hate, but rather by love, everything changed. Instead of focusing on hating, I would choose to focus on my love for the craft of lifting, on my love for lifting, because I did love to lift, and I forgot about that. And being grateful for the chance to be able to lift and being able to do the best that I can, and being curious about what I could do instead of needing to do something, and the act of engaging in a process that requires discipline and mastery, and having respect for that process, and helping others along the way as well. Once I began to adopt this mindset, over time, slowly, my progress became a lot more consistent. Training became a lot less stressful, a lot less emotional. It just became more of a thing that I would do. Like it's just a part of my daily purpose. I remember before, my stomach would often be in knots before a heavy training session. Now I look forward to training as a break from life. Like I actually get relaxed thinking about training. I used to think I needed aggressive music to lift at my best, but now I can just lift in a silent room and it's pretty much the same. Like I can lift just as heavy. Instead of lifting to prove something, so at the end of it all, I can say that the biggest mindset change is, instead of lifting to prove something to myself and those around me, I lift because I value the process of lifting, and I want to be able to be the best that I can be, and that's pretty much it now. So, if you are an emotional lifter and you are being fueled by these things, just know that you will eventually need to find a different way to keep this thing sustainable.